Every morning, millions of men over 40 wake up facing the exact same three problems: crushing brain fog, an empty energy tank, and a quiet fear that their best years in the bedroom are officially behind them. But thousands of years before expensive testosterone gels or synthetic blue pills existed, ancient warriors used a specific checklist of biblical morning foods to instantly restore their strength, trigger explosive blood flow, and maintain peak physical dominance well into their 60s. So how did these simple foods mentioned in ancient scripture outperform modern medicine? And what happens to your hormone levels if you eat them on an empty stomach tomorrow morning? To understand why this first combination works, you first need to look at what is actively draining your strength every single morning. Most men assume that feeling sluggish and losing their edge in the bedroom is just a natural part of growing older. But the real culprit isn't your age. It is a hidden spike in morning cortisol, a severe lack of cellular nitric oxide, and an enzyme that actively destroys your free testosterone before your body can use it. When you wake up, your body is in a fasted, high-stress state. If you feed it modern breakfast foods like cereal, toast, or pasteurized milk, you instantly trigger an insulin spike that crushes your nocturnal testosterone production. This brings us to the first ancient fuel praised across ancient texts: raw, unfiltered wild honey combined with black seed. In ancient history, black seed was referred to as a cure for everything except death itself. Modern clinical trials show that the main compound in black seed, thymoquinone, directly stimulates the Leydig cells in your testes to produce more natural luteinizing hormone. At the same time, raw honey provides the exact boron minerals needed to free up bound testosterone, carrying these nutrients directly into your bloodstream within minutes. To use this as your pre-breakfast primer, mix 1 tablespoon of raw, unpasteurized honey with half a teaspoon of ground black seed. Consume this mixture first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, right alongside a glass of warm water to block cortisol and ignite your natural hormone production before your day even begins. But if you think that a simple boost in testosterone is enough to solve your fatigue, wait until you see what happens to your stamina when you introduce the second food. The second biblical powerhouse is the organic fig, a fruit famously cultivated in the ancient Near East and praised for its life-giving properties. Figs are packed with high concentrations of specific amino acids that modern science now links directly to increased sperm motility and heightened libido. More importantly, figs are loaded with magnesium, a critical mineral that over 80% of modern men are deficient in. Without magnesium, your body cannot bind adenosine triphosphate, meaning your cellular energy tank stays completely empty no matter how much coffee you drink. When you eat figs first thing in the morning, the natural minerals work synergistically with your waking hormones to repair muscle tissue, clear away brain fog, and fuel your metabolism for the entire day. To use this properly, eat 2 or 3 dried organic figs exactly 10 minutes after your honey and black seed mixture. Do not remove the skin, as it contains the highest concentration of active polyphenols needed to maximize nutrient absorption. Now, you have the hormonal spark and the cellular energy, but if you think this is the limit of ancient performance medicine, wait until you see what the next fluid does to your vascular system. This brings us to the third ancient fuel, the pomegranate, often called the crown jewel of biblical fruits. Ancient cultures consumed its juice before battle for endurance, and modern cardiology finally figured out why. Pomegranates are a massive natural source of antioxidants called punicalagins, which trigger a massive release of nitric oxide in your endothelial cells. When you ingest this juice on an empty stomach, it acts as a massive natural vasodilator. Your blood vessels instantly relax, allowing oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to flow freely throughout your entire body. It replicates the exact biological mechanism of modern performance pills, but without the dangerous heart palpitations, the unnatural chemical dependency, or the synthetic crash. To complete your pre-breakfast liquid protocol, wash down your morning figs with 4 ounces of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice. Ensure it is 100% pure juice with no added sugars to avoid an insulin spike that would otherwise ruin your hormonal gains. At this point, your body is producing testosterone and your blood flow is surging, but none of it matters if your body immediately locks that testosterone away where it can't be used. This is where the 4th biblical fuel comes in, the olive tree, which is mentioned more than any other plant in ancient scripture. Most men over 40 have plenty of total testosterone, but it is completely useless because it is bound to a protein called sex hormone-binding globulin, or SHBG. Olive oil contains high amounts of oleuropein and monounsaturated fats. Clinical trials show that these specific healthy fats directly lower SHBG levels, instantly releasing your trapped testosterone so it can actually enter your muscles and reproductive organs. Furthermore, it stimulates the enzymes necessary to convert cholesterol into active androgenic hormones. To use this to transition into your actual breakfast meal, take 1 tablespoon of organic cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil. You can drink it straight right after your pomegranate juice or drizzle it over your morning eggs. Look for oil that has a peppery kick at the back of your throat, which proves the active, hormone-boosting polyphenols are still alive. Now, you have flooded your system with every critical nutrient needed for peak male performance, but if you walk out the door and let daily stress ruin your biology, you will destroy all of your progress by noon. This brings us to our final biblical morning fuel, sprouted barley, one of the ancient grains that sustained builders, laborers, and kings. When you face morning stress, your adrenal glands pump out cortisol. Cortisol acts like a biological off switch for your vitality, instantly lowering blood flow and halting testosterone production. Sprouted barley is incredibly rich in beta-glucans and specific B vitamins that act as a natural adaptogenic shield. It blunts the morning cortisol spike, stabilizes your blood sugar, and ensures that the testosterone and nitric oxide you just generated stay elevated for hours. To use this as your main breakfast dish, boil half a cup of sprouted barley grains into a simple morning porridge seasoned only with a pinch of sea salt and a dash of cinnamon. Eat this 30 minutes after your liquid protocols to cement your energy levels for the day. By combining these 5 specific morning fuels, you create a powerful biological synergy that targets hormone production, cellular energy, free testosterone release, cortisol defense, and vascular blood flow all at once. Within the first 3 days of following this routine on an empty stomach, you will notice a definitive shift in your morning energy, a complete elimination of midday brain fog, and a dramatic revival of your natural vitality. But this powerful morning ritual is only half of the equation. If you want to continue mastering your biology and reclaiming your edge after 40, hit that subscribe button right now and like this video so we can keep bringing you real, science-backed truths that modern medicine tries to hide. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these 5 biblical foods you are adding to your breakfast tomorrow morning. I've also pinned a comment with our full step-by-step morning recipe guide, so you can easily grab your ingredients today.